Hello students and pupils, how are you doing? I hope you are doing fine. Please stay safe. Now today we are going to part 3 of our simple equation that we're treating. Don't forget we've treated that of addition and subtraction in the part 1 and part 2, how to solve it using balancing method as well as using a straightforward that you don't need to be writing story. Today we are going to multiplication and division aspect of it. That is simple equation involving multiplication and division. So please, if you miss the part 1 and part 2, you can go to my previous video on YouTube. Then you see it there. Let the children and our world, let them watch it. Let them watch it so they can gain from it. It will benefit to them because we simplify it even to the elementary class. So today, and before I go, let me remind you that if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. So for the growth of the channel, so we can enjoy what we're doing in the community. If you appreciate what we're doing as well, please give it a thumb up and don't forget to share it with your family and friends so we can continue growing the community. Now, today we are going to simple equation involving multiplication and division. Then I'll give you some example today. Actually, this one might not be really to the elementary class, but by and large, they will still gain something from it. So let's go to the class. Let's go to an example that I want to treat today. If you are, I told you that a question must have the right and the left hand side. We already discussed that, so let us not go to that area again. Now, let's look at some examples now. Example. Solve the following equations. The following equations. Solve the following equation. Number 1. Right here, so we can all see it clearly. Number 1, we have 3y equals 27. There's something I need to explain here so we can have a better understanding of what we're doing here. Okay? There's something I need to explain here. If we have a number and a letter together like this, a number and a letter together, this number that stands in front is the coefficient of the letter that you have at the back here. The number is the coefficient of the letter. Do we get that? Do you know how to spell that? Okay. That's the coefficient. Coefficient. Coefficient of the letter. Do you get that? So if you have a number in front of letter, is the coefficient of that letter. And what it means is just like when you have 3 times y equals 27. The interpretation of this thing is this. Do we get that? The interpretation of this is this. That is, when you have a letter and a number together, close together, it means that number is being multiplied by the letter that you have at the back there. Do we get that? So that will lead us to the third format of our equation. Don't forget that I told you that when we have the multiplication, it will change to division in the other side. So like this one now, we now have 3 times y equals 27. 3 times y equals 27. Do you see that? So which means the opposite of this one will be division. Opposite of it will be division. That means we can say divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. Do you get that? Divide both sides by 3, because it's this 3 that we don't want to be here. We want it to move to the other side of the equation. So we now have 3 times, let me put it in a simplified form like that, over 3. We're dividing now, equals 27 divided by 3. So the 3 will cancel 3 here, so we have only y that stands alone here. And how many 3 go in 27? Can you tell me that? How many 3 go in 27? That is 9. That's very good. That is 9. That's very good of you. Let's look at another example. Let's look at another. Don't forget, we want to pick the two ends together. That's multiplication and division. If we have something like x divided by 4 equals 23. Look at this one now. X divided by 4 equals 23. Do you see that? We can also rewrite this thing. They can also rewrite this thing. Sometimes they will not write it on a straight division like this for you, they'll write it like this, equals 23. So it's still the same thing. Don't let that one confuse you when you say it in the same. You say, they didn't teach us how to write something over some x over 4. It's x divided by, it's still the same thing. Do you get that? It's still the same thing. Now, what's the opposite of division? Opposite of division is what? That's multiplication. So to make it, to know the value of this x now, we're going to multiply both sides by 4. Both sides by 4. Did you get it now? Multiply both sides by 4. Let me now take it from here because I want to multiply both sides by 4. That's why I have to write it like this so I will not be confused that divide and times like that. So when you use over, you'll be able to get the concept better. So we now have x over 4 times 4 over 1. Don't forget we are multiplying by 4 now. Equals 23 times 4. Do you see that? 23 times 4. What can we do to this one? You just cut 4 and 4. You know, 4 can go in 4. 4 can go in 4 1. And 4 can also go in 4 here 1. So we have only x here now. That's x times 1. That will give us only x. You see that we're able to extract our x alone. That is unknown. Now let's go to the other side. We want to multiply now. Do we know how to multiply? We don't have issue with that one. I know you know it. That's very good. That's very good. Let's arrange it for the sake of the elementary class that would like to watch what we're doing here. Now let's multiply. 4 times 3, that is 12. You carry 1. Don't forget to carry 1. Carry 1. I'll say take us back to that, the elementary class. Because some of us still have issue with the multiplication of 2 by 2, 3 by 2, like that. So now, let's continue. 4 times, there is 12. You carry 1, you write 2. 4 times 2, that's 8. Plus 1 that you carry, that is 9. So, our x will now be equals to 92. Do you get that now? Or is equals to 92. I hope it's simple enough. It's a straightforward one. So don't forget when you have the number and letter, the number the number in front is the coefficient, okay? And it means you multiply the two. You multiply it, then you take it to the other side, okay? Now I'll pause the video a little while. I'll give you the question I want you to try, and you're going to see there, okay? See you. So here is the question I want us to try today. Try it, make sure you try it yourself, okay? The more you try, the more you do it, the more you become an expert in it, okay? The more you try, the more you know it better, okay? They said practice make perfection. So please don't forget to comment if you have any comment, suggestion, correction as well. So comment in the comment box. I'll see you in the next class, okay? Inshallah. Bye.